Chapter 10. Dawn of the Lunch Ladies. "We've got to help Pradeep," I shouted to Gladys as she held up 2 trays and stunned both the school secretaries at once. "Who?" she asked. "Chalk rice pops on toast boy," I answered. "Oh, I worry about his diet," she sighed. "Go, and take little princess with you. We'll keep stunning these zombies till you get back with the goldfish." I looked around. There was no way we could get past the fish zombies and escape up the stairs. Mr. Walker, the PE teacher, was taking up the whole doorway, and none of the lunch ladies was tall enough to unzombie him. I had to get to Pradeep. Then I spotted the tiny door behind the kitchen counter. "What's that?" I asked Gladys. "Oh, that's an old dumbwaiter from years back, when they used to have big events in the hall upstairs. They used that to send up trays and plates and things." I opened the little door. It was small, but just big enough for Sammy to fit in. At least I could get her out safely, and then I'd have to run the gauntlet of fish zombies and hope for the best. I helped Sammy crawl into the little elevator. At first she clung to my hand, but she let go when I handed her the jug with Frankie inside. "You take Frankie upstairs, and I'll come and find you," I said. I closed the door and pulled the ropes to hoist her up. I could hear a muffled whee as she rose in the tiny elevator. Now I just had to get past Mr. Walker. I had to out-PE the PE teacher. I ran toward him and ducked left, ducked right, and then dived between his legs and out the other side. Yes, I swerved out of the reach of Mrs. Fletcher, the librarian, and leapt past the Mackenzie twins. This was just like playing Zombie Hero Defender on the computer, but with lots of swishy-fishy chanting instead of the cool laser blasting sound effects. I raced up the stairs and ran along the hallway to the assembly hall, where the dumbwaiter comes out. I opened the little hatch, but it was empty. No Sammy, no Frankie. The giant whiteboard in the assembly hall booted up again. A voice came out of the speakers. "Hey, moron!" It was Mark this time. "Guess who just dropped in to see us?" An image flickered onto the whiteboard. It showed Sammy wedged into the science lab trash can. That kid has a bad habit of getting stuck in trash cans. Then the camera panned up and across. There was Frankie in his plastic jug of orange Kool-Aid. Above him was a whole series of bubbling test tubes and glass pipes carrying glowing green liquid. The liquid was bubbling up in a beaker, and at the end, and when it reached the top, it would spill over onto Frankie. The camera turned to Sanj, sitting at his laptop. He was looking straight into the lens. "I've now set the countdown clock. In exactly 5 minutes, the Bedlam Zombie Fish Xyrus will upload onto the internet. Then it will spread to every computer worldwide, and everyone will see that I am more gifted than anyone at that stupid gifted school." He did his sinister wheeze. "Just try and stop me, little moron," he added. Chapter 11. No one suspects a zombie. Just then some fish zombies staggered into the hall, and Pradeep was one of them. As they got closer, I could see he had a zombified Darren Schultz on his left and a zombified Mackenzie twins on his right. There was no way I could take them all. If only I had a mirror. I ran to the door and headed to the boys' bathroom. The zombies followed me. I stood in front of the mirrors as the zombies got closer. Darren was the first one to stand still, stunned. Then the Mackenzie twins stopped too. Pradeep looked to his left and right. "Oh, I see you reversed the effects of the zombie stare by forcing eye contact with the opposite mirror reflection. That's cool, Tom," Pradeep said. "Is that what I'm doing?" I said. "Hey, wait, you're not a fish zombie after all." "No, I was looking for you to warn you about Sanj putting the virus on the internet when Darren and the twins followed me. I couldn't blow my cover or they would have taken me prisoner." "We have to get to the science lab, Pradeep," I said. "They've got Frankie and Sammy." "On the double," Pradeep said, already heading for the stairs. When we got to the science lab, I looked over at the countdown clock on Sanj's laptop. 02:43. There were only 2 minutes and 43 seconds left to stop them. Pradeep winked at me outside the door and then put on his zombie stare. He grabbed me by the arms and pulled me into the room. "Swishy little fishy," he droned. "Moron," Mark yelled. "Awesome. And you're too late. Ha! The fish is about to be toxic toast. And you get to see my computer virus released on the world in 2 minutes and 11 seconds, Sanj said. Pradeep staggered nearer Frankie, holding me tight like I was his prisoner. I pretended to struggle. Sammy looked over at us as she tried to squirm out of the trash can. She smiled at me and then stuck her tongue out at Pradeep, blowing a raspberry. "Naughty Pradeep," she said. Sanj grinned at me. "I think it's so fitting that my stupid little moron brother brought your little moron best friend, is the one who turned you in. It's just so sad. I mean, he didn't even put up a fight or anything." Sanj babbled on and didn't even notice that Pradeep was zombie walking over to the laptop cord, which was hanging over the other side of the table. Pradeep slowly reached out and yanked the cord, pulling the laptop out of Sanj's reach and into his own hands. "Stupid little moron, huh?" Pradeep said and started typing. "Then how come I memorized your super long, unhackable password just by watching you type it? Now I can shut this thing down." Pradeep's fingers flew over the keyboard. Mark and Sanj both raced to stop him. I grabbed Frankie's plastic jug, threw it at Mark. It clocked him right on the side of the head and knocked him off balance. He turned back to me. "You just did my job for me, moron. Getting rid of the fish. Now I'll get rid of you."